for Maine's Child Protective Services. For the first time since the alleged murders of two Maine girls, the commissioner of Maine's Department of Health and Human Services shows up and testifies at a public meeting. Good evening, everybody. I'm Lee Goldberg.
And I'm Christina Rex. Maine's Child Protective Services is under investigation following the deaths of Marissa Kennedy and Kendall Chick. Commissioner Ricker Hamilton has been silent so far until today, when legislators asked him what he's doing to make sure no more Maine kids die.
Has it taken a death, these two deaths, to bring this up to the front burner?
More than 2 hours of grilling.
The question is whether a couple of deaths forced the issue. To be frank, absolutely.
Trying to get answers. What is Maine's Department of Health and Human Services doing to protect children?
We could have the kind of discussion with the administration we've been wanting to have for weeks now.
The answer? A governor's bill coming soon and proposing major changes at DHHS.
He's totally invested in this, and that's why it's coming through a governor's bill.
The legislation isn't written yet, but according to the LePage administration, it will add funding to the department in multiple areas. First, by adding caseworkers.
The intent is to have an additional assessment unit with a supervisor within every single district office.
The administration says this bill will increase caseworker salaries and training, establish stronger punishments for failures by mandatory abuse reporters, and provide funding for a brand new state-of-the-art computer system.
Somewhere along the line, people were saying this computer system stinks.
The promise of a fix-it-all bill has some lawmakers skeptical.
This nebulous, stellar bill coming from the governor would probably answer some of these questions. And it's helpful to know that
I'm glad you think it's stellar.
I'm an optimist.
Still, they say this feels like a turning point, the first step in opening the lines of communication to fix problems.
Felt like teamwork in there.
I think we all want to do something to make sure that this doesn't happen again. After today's discussion, I feel a lot better that we're on the right track to getting that done.
Now, Governor LePage's press secretary says he will hold a special session to propose his child protection bill and that he wants it to be the sole focus of the legislature when it is proposed. So because of that, he will wait until the current special session is done.
The conversation around child welfare in our state is ongoing, so we encourage you to go to News Center Maine's website and mobile apps to browse our section about protecting Maine's children. That includes a panel discussion with major players in the child welfare game, both at the state and the national level.
All right, guys, I want to tell you about this. It's happening now. Brunswick Police Dispatch says Route 1 has been reopened after a bad accident shut it down in both directions. Not a great time of year or time of day for that to happen. There were serious injuries because of this. Life Flight has moved 2 of the victims of the to the hospital, but again, Route 1 is now back open. So if you were stuck in traffic, at least now you know why.
We'll have more on that on our website, of
Absolutely. Course. All right, so with the legislators' override of Governor LePage's veto, medical marijuana caregivers and patients are looking forward to expanded access to that drug.
Yeah, patients can now get medical marijuana so long as a doctor deems it medically beneficial. Chris Costa is here to explain why this could help one of Maine's largest demographics.
Yeah, Lee and Christina, veterans receive federal benefits for health care through the Veterans Administration, but marijuana is still a federally illegal substance, even medically. So we wanted to verify, could marijuana use affect a veteran's health care at all?
Look, just smoking.
Smoking marijuana is nothing new for Reggie Willis.
New patient.
The Navy veteran can legally use weed to treat his chronic knee pain.
After I hurt my knee, I didn't work my field anymore, so I couldn't advance like I wanted to.
Willis now has his medical marijuana card. That process is now easier after the legislature overrode the veto of LD 1539, eliminating the qualifying conditions list. Before, patients had to exhibit specific medical conditions like PTSD before a doctor could authorize marijuana use.
I had pain issues. My doctor was okay with it.
Marijuana caregivers say more veterans are turning to the plant for pain relief instead of opioids. Veterans like Lou Larios.
It's not that I was ever addicted to them. I just did not like the feeling they gave me. Like a zombie, zoned out.
The new law potentially paving the way for less reliance on highly addictive, sometimes deadly pain medication.
It could open the door to a whole new avenue of how to treat
the addiction epidemic that we've got currently going on in this state.
VA doctors say their patients won't lose their benefits just from using medical marijuana, but it could impact their other prescriptions, like opioids.
Since there really are no good studies that compare those two drugs together, we generally prefer not to have someone take both of them.
VA doctors are not allowed to prescribe or encourage patients to use medical marijuana, but they say it's important to know if a patient is using it.
We look at it medically and say we need to take care of somebody's medical problems. So we from the medical side need to know, and the benefits people do not take things away.
Dr. Sears says that if Congress made marijuana legal, that would change the VA's ability to prescribe it for veterans. But right now, someone who uses marijuana or any illegal substance will not lose their VA benefits. It will only change what types of narcotics a doctor could possibly prescribe.
Right. Chris Cox, thank you very much. So summer's in May and they're like a dream, but the humidity, look what it is doing to my hair.
Oh my goodness, a little frizzy.
I mean, what am I supposed to do with this?
Right, not usually that frizzy, you know?
The pictures of you, what age was it where you had just the most hair?
Actual hair? Before children.
Not just actual hair, like the most hair.
Probably 21.
Yeah. We got to get that picture on air for everyone. It's very entertaining. All right, we got a couple of severe thunderstorms out there. One on the way to Eastport right now. The main threats with these have been hail. They've been putting down a little bit of small hail and some wind gusts as well, moving quickly over 40 miles an hour off to the east. A couple other severe storms here coming towards Bucksport. This one again a hailer at this point. The one in Bangor, just a thunderstorm, not severe at this moment. This is interesting. Look at this little cell pop up right towards Sebago in the last 15 minutes or so. That may actually clip Portland relatively out of nowhere. So anybody who's outside might be surprised by this one. Portland and South Portland. And a couple of nasty thunderstorms moving through the Lakes region here in New Hampshire. Those, though, should sail to the south of Maine. These are the most severe ones. So a couple more thunderstorms possible through tonight. Again, a few of them strong to severe with hail and some straight line winds. Temperature is warm out there. We got to 90 in Sanford. We got to, I think, 92 in Freiburg officially. We're still at 90, 83 in Portland. High humidity almost statewide, but these showers and thunderstorms pushing out that more humid air and will cool down and get a little bit drier as we head into tomorrow. Here are the dew points, mid 60s, so between sticky and uncomfortable, but by tomorrow dew points back into the 40s. Guys, we'll have a look at a hurricane just named in the Atlantic and how it will impact Maine in just a few minutes.
All right, love those hurricanes.
I honestly stop listening when he says rain or storm. Is that bad?
I stop listening when he's talking.
Oh, that's really mean. We're going to get a message about that one.
I'm just kidding. I don't at all. Come on.
Anyway.
Kids, these are jokes. Okay. So Starbucks just took a step to reduce how much plastic waste it produces following many other major companies across our country.
We're going to check in with how people feel about ditching their straws after the break.
What am I supposed to do?
I know. I pitched that one right to you. Underhand.
It's not even remotely true. Okay, so
Lee,
a lot of you went on DHHS, so.
Well, good. People care.
Yeah. So let's go through some of these.
Wait, I want to know, guys, people commenting on Facebook, how do you feel about the fact that the governor is going to present this seemingly huge bill to fix a bunch of the problems at DHHS? A bunch of the problems. Do we think that's a good technique? Heather said there aren't enough caseworkers. Heather, allegedly, an estimate, this bill might add as many as 75 caseworker positions. There are currently about 300.
Lily says that foster parents should be looked at also. I'm assuming she means like screened. And Jennifer is saying, I am a foster parent, and we are looked at, background check, fingerprinted, and endless hours of training.
Wow.
Just to qualify to become a foster parent. I mean, they obviously don't just let anybody become a foster parent.
I love when you guys propel your own conversation in the Facebook comments.
I mean, it's clear that things are broken. You can debate how to fix it.
Correct.
But I don't think anybody is going to sit here and go, no, it's perfect, everything's fine.
No, but I will say when Senator Bill Diamond started the meeting by saying the system is broken, the commissioner said, I would not agree with you that the system is broken. But then he did, you know, open up about things that need improvement and whatnot. And it's really, frankly, I mean, you know, I've been covering this for months. It's the most transparent we've heard him.
Sure. And it's not easy, but it's important.
No, it's
the appropriate amount of resources, which is another debatable term, need to be available to an organization that protects children.
Right.
Period. So that's, you know, that's a tough one to argue
be
against.
A high priority, right?
Yeah, I feel like that would be a front burner issue.
I actually find it really interesting that the governor plans to wait for this special session to finish before he calls for a new one, because he wants his bill to be lone focus, you know? Interesting. Did you know that Americans use 500 million plastic straws every single day?
I feel like most of those are in my minivan. That's enough to fill 125 school buses or wrap around the globe 2.5 times. Now, Starbucks announced yesterday that it plans to eliminate plastic straws from all of its cafes worldwide by 2020.
The decision comes as many environmental groups around the country work to cut down on the waste caused by America's favorite morning drink. Christy Calcango explores some shops that are already ahead of the curve.
From Seattle to Johnson City, plastic straws may become more of a thing of the past. More and more cafes and restaurants are offering metal and hay alternatives that are easy to maintain.
It's really cool to see that almost every person is on board with it and says, like, yeah, I'll choose to use that instead of a typical plastic straw.
Straws are usually made from plastic that never breaks down. They make up the top 10 items picked up at beach cleanups, but that's not the only place they litter.
The big trend these days is the plastic straws, which I am finding quite a few of those, and people need to understand that that is trash and it does litter up our highways.
A local environmentalist group called Smash Parks offered the alternative straws to local businesses. Project manager Liz Carnell said the switch is easy.
So that's something that we can easily reduce by just using either opting for no straw or using a stainless steel straw that can be reused over and over. They can be easily cleaned with a brush and then put in the dishwasher and then cleaned that way. So no difference than the silverware that we use at restaurants.
But it will make a difference to our environment, one straw at a time.
So it's being called the Sip, Don't Suck, Ditch the Straw, Last Straw movement, and it's gaining steam in our state. The Green Elephant and jointly owned Eventide, Honey Paw, and Hugo's have already answered the call.
Yeah, Woodford F&B on Forest Avenue in Portland pulled the trigger on its no plastic straws policy on Earth Day. The Black Point Inn in Scarborough has also ditched the plastic straws.
Blue Mermaid in Kittery banned them 3 months ago and now serves paper or compostable alternatives only upon request. And many other Maine businesses have joined in the movement as well. But we want to know, what do you think? Would you be willing to give up your plastic straw? Join the conversation right now on our Facebook Live and YouTube Live feeds, and go to pulse.newscentermaine.com and cast your vote. This is an interesting one because I saw a lot of chatter about this yesterday, and there are people who are saying, listen, I have a disability. I wouldn't be able to drink if I don't have a straw. So a no straw alternative doesn't work for me. And from that perspective, you can certainly see where that might be a problem for people.
Right,
so
absolutely.
If there's a place that doesn't offer any alternative at all. So.
Well, hopefully they'll come up with those alternatives.
Well, let's chat about it on our live feed, shall we? Okay, so today was a squatch up, but some parts of the state are having some thunderstorm warnings.
Keith Carson is blessing us with his full forecast next. Jess. Okay, my only complaint, wait, Facebook, let's talk about straws now. I know we were talking about really serious things earlier, but we're going to move on to straws. My only problem with this is really like shallow, so it's not actually a problem I have, but when you drink out of a straw, it helps keep your teeth whiter. They always say drinking coffee and stuff, when you don't use a straw, it yellows your teeth.
I don't use straws. So I am.
Oh, you also don't drink coffee?
I don't.
See, like, I use straws and I drink iced coffee.
But even with like soda or something, I won't have a straw. Like, I don't do straws.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. So.
I'm also fine with the eco-friendly straws.
So, but those metal straws that she was showing, like, you can't take that in a to-go cup. They're not going to give you their metal straw.
Right, and then also like.
So, if you take it to go, what are you supposed to do then? If you're in the car and you're like, right, like you can't do it.
Okay,
do
but
that again. What is that?
No.
what just happened?
Nope.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was saying. What was I saying? Oh yeah, have you ever had those reusable plastic cups like the one Jess is just holding?
No.
Okay, Jess, tell me if I'm wrong, but are those not really hard to wash?
Paul is concerned.
The cups with the plastic straws? The cups with the plastic straws that you keep at home? They're so hard to wash in my mind.
Well, and Paul makes a good point. I mean, I'm actually concerned about how safe metal or hay straws would actually be.
How what?
How safe? How safe would a metal straw be? Or
I can see myself chipping my tooth.
A hay straw. So, a lot of concerns.
Is it just me, or did this debate about straws like come out of left field?
Jessica has an Amazon glass straw.
That sounds fun.
That she says works very well.
Jessica, how do you clean
know how to
it?
pronounce your read? You've got the first half of the next read.
Okay, can you answer me though? Tranton?
Yes.
I said that very New England. No, a Tranton.
Tranton.
Don't you feel like this came out of nowhere? We weren't talking about straws, and then all of a sudden we were only talking about straws.
Over, yeah. It kind of, but I think it always happens like that.
Yeah. Noah Tranton.
If you want to make it IN instead of EN, you could really go all
Tranton.
Tranton.
No, you need like Tranton.
No,
like
Tranton.
you need nothing. That's like Valley Girl.
Or just forget the NT and just go TRAHEN. Tranton.
Tranton. It's like kitten mitten. Writing used to get mad at us when we would pronounce it. Sorry. Noah Tranton was raised around food. The Kingfield native's great-grandfather took over Tranton's market back in 1948 and is still going strong. Now, Noah went to the University of New England, where he got a degree in exercise science. He wanted to be a strength and conditioning coach, but after doing that for a short time, he decided, like many of us, food was his true passion.
So enter Top Set Meal Prep. His company preps and delivers healthy, well-balanced meals to the tune of 300 meals per week, and it's growing. Between Monday mornings and Tuesday afternoons, it takes about 26 hours of cooking and packing to get everything ready to go. We tagged along for the final couple hours this morning.
Oh, he looks like a trainer.
Yeah, that's what
love. Everything was weighed, everything was measured, everyone's hands were on it. It was, it was kind of made for you. And I just enjoyed cooking, and I like seeing people take a bite of my food and be like, whoa, like this is good, like this is kind of nuts. Everyone needs to eat, and everyone likes convenience, and everyone's days are busy. So if you can provide a good service with a good food that is, really kind of close to home with the community, then inevitably it will hopefully grow itself, which it did. My favorite part. The menu changes weekly. It goes up on the website every Saturday, usually Saturday around 7:30 a.m. it's up. And then you place your orders through Sunday at 4:30. Most of the meals, everything has the calories written down, so you have all the macros, protein, carbs, fats. Nick's eating probably 10 of these a week. I'm eating probably 20 of them a week. So we're eating the food too. It's not just one of those things where we're trying to make a dollar by any means. Good luck trying to make $1 million off of $11 Tupperware. It's not going to happen. When you get into this and have like kind of that competitive nature, you just think to yourself, like, I just want to be the best and provide something that no one else can.
As another personal touch, Noah handwrites thank you notes to each of his customers. You can find more about Top Set Meals by going to their website, topsetmeals.com, or check them out on Instagram, where there's tons of pictures of food.
Okay,
really
pretty cool though.
Food.
I'm also really hungry now, so thank you for
that.
that.
I did bring some back to the newsroom today, and there was some sampling going on.
And where was I?
Busy.
Okay.
And everybody gave it a 10 thumbs up. So,
cool.
Yeah, really.
No, it's cool because it's like those HelloFresh, Blue Apron, all those big companies, but it's local.
Exactly.
We love local.
And most of the ingredients that he uses all from Maine, local people that do it. So he's supporting local businesses.
I've tried like every one of those. They're all good, but if I have to zest another lime, I'm gonna lose it.
Are you kidding? It makes such a good
But it's like every
crema,
recipe now. Now zest the lime. I'm like, come on.
I know. I got HelloFresh. I did it last night.
Right, they do lime, right?
Yeah,
Is that their
I
thing?
zested a lime last night. It was a thing.
Is that their thing? I don't know.
Okay, zesty, like the forecast.
Anyways,
Moving on.
we got some severe thunderstorms out there. Let's talk about them. One, just driving into Eastport right now with some straight line winds as well as some hail. We've got a few more across the state, just down into the south. We've got one towards Bucksport. This is really compact in nature. Look how small that is, but just the reflectivity on it on the radar tells me it is likely a hailer. And then just over the last minute or two, they warned this cell, which developed south of Sebago Lake and is obviously moving towards Westbrook and eventually into Portland. You know, maybe some hail with this. Most likely they warned this because it's about to hit the most populated part of the state here as people are getting out of work. So those are the thunderstorms that we're watching. There's another batch of them into the Lakes region of New Hampshire. Those, though, will sail to our south. Temperatures still mild, 90 in Sanford, 83 in Portland. You know, for all of the technology and the models that we have, sometimes you go outside and you say it kind of feels like thunderstorms today. And that's what today felt like. In the 90s in a lot of spots, relatively high humidity, dew points here in the 60s still, but it will be getting drier overnight tonight and into tomorrow. This thunderstorm activity marks kind of an air mass change that's going on. So showers and storms, you can see, woefully underestimated by this computer model at the current time. So we'll watch them go offshore later on tonight. Some indications that tomorrow morning along the coastline will start with clouds, maybe even a little bit of fog over down East Maine. We should be able to clear that out though relatively quickly. So through the afternoon, it's sunny tomorrow, temperatures in the upper 70s, and then sunny again on Thursday. Same deal though, nothing hot. Right around 75 to 80 degrees pretty much statewide, so some pretty perfect weather by most people's standards. There we go, finally got ourselves a hurricane here out of Chris. It was a good looking storm earlier today. I would have argued it was already a hurricane. Cat 1, it'll be well offshore of the entire eastern seaboard, but it will come close enough to Maine to give us a few impacts Wednesday night, Thursday, most specifically some big waves and some rip currents. So if you're on the beach Thursday, be aware of that. Some pretty nasty rip tides there. After that, it's out of here, and we're in good shape overall for the weekend. So nothing super hot. It stays cool the next few days, and then into the mid-80s likely Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. The forecast looks good. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, an isolated shower, a thunderstorm. I don't think it's a washout, though, and Sunday looks pretty good as well. Partly cloudy on Monday and some afternoon showers on Tuesday. So as far as it being a little bit cooler, Thursday and Friday are your days. And again, the weekend looks good with just that isolated pop-up shower or thunderstorm. So guys, pretty nice weather overall. Nothing into the mid-90s in the next 7 days. So a little bit of a break from a hot start to July.
All right, Keith, we'll take it. All right, we want to take a look at our pulse poll. Back to the straw conversation. We asked, would you be willing to give up plastic straws? What do we have going here?
Overwhelmingly, yes.
Wow.
83% say yes, they absolutely would. 17% no way, not giving up my straw.
Eco-friendly Mainers.
That's right. Keep on voting. We'll take another look at the results later on in our show.
Technology and social media these days is inundated with virtual reality, you know, with dancing hot dogs on Snapchat or the office ceiling above you twinkling with glitter and butterflies. Well, soon you may be able to virtually learn about the real world around you. Katie, what are you talking about? Take a walk with me and think of it like this. Say, I wanted Sir Lee Goldberg's chair here.
Sir.
I know nothing about, sir.
Just been knighted.
I know nothing about this chair, but I want this exact chair for my desk. In theory, I could open up Snapchat, aim the camera and hold down on the chair, and in theory, an Amazon listing for the exact chair would pop up and I could just buy it.
I'm kind of creeped out by that.
But it's also kind of cool to learn about
definitely.
what sunglasses are you wearing? Oh, let me just do that.
Yes.
So that exact coding was found buried deep in Snapchat's coding for Android, according to TechCrunch. And they say that it looks like they're building a visual product search feature and partnering up with Amazon for it. So I feel like this revenue could also help Snapchat a little bit with all the billions of losses.
This is going to change the whole where'd you get that, how much you pay for it conversation. Because now I'm going to know. Because now I'll just go, oh, now
Let me just scan you.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to see people walking around like scanning each other.
So it's kind of like the same idea, you know, virtual reality with Pokemon Go and all of that stuff. But that feature where you can identify stuff, you can do that right now with music on Snapchat. You can identify a song holding it down the same way. But the concept is not new. Pinterest, if you guys are a pinner, you know that Pinterest lenses does the exact same thing. So this time will tell, I guess, because this code was found buried, so they're only merely working on it in secret. Apparently Snapchat did not give out a statement or anything. So.
Okay. Wow, 2018 is
money
creepy.
To be made, they will figure it out. All right,
there you go.
thank you very much. What say you, Cindy, about this? Hold on, I want that dress.
Everyone's gonna know I'm a bargain shopper.
I know. We're exposed now.
I'm exposed. They've got me.
Anyway, what's
and I'm
coming
going
up?
to buy that dress tomorrow.
Oh, okay, you can scan it.
We got a lot more news coming up for you on News Center at 5:30. Yesterday, Maine legislators gave a real boost to the state's medical marijuana industry. They overrode a veto from the governor and passed a series of major changes to the state's medical program. We'll have some reaction to that decision coming up. And we've heard it time and time again. Maine companies are having trouble finding skilled employees to work in trades like plumbing, electrical, construction. Well, one Hamden business owner says he is looking to high schoolers to fill those spots. Not a bad idea. Those stories and more ahead in the next half hour.
Awesome. Thanks, Cindy. And we will be right back. Join us.
Yeah, I like it. It was a good idea.
Facebook.
Good idea, Charles. Fred says, yeah, then once you find out about the product, you can maybe go find it on eBay a little cheaper.
That's actually a great idea.
Savage.
Fred, I like it.
How come no one's scanning the Steadicam?
Oh,
because I can't afford one of those.
Right.
Wow,
you're
you could be
right,
my
Dad.
dad, according to that comment on Facebook.
Okay.
Cool.
Sure. Are we heading over to the wall there?
Yes.
Yeah, but I want to say hi to Facebook first and read their comments.
You do what you want. I'm just asking. All right, Andy. I'm letting you go.
I want a New Center Maine reusable cup.
We already have New Center Maine sweatpants, which I don't believe you bought.
I didn't.
You did not buy into the
They're not New Center Maine. They're Teamwork Makes the Dream Work sweatpants.
Well, why didn't you want them?
Because I wasn't on Now yet. It was a Now thing.
So you can't be on a team?
It was a Now thing.
No, it wasn't. Katie Bavoso has them. Dustin has them. It was New Center, baby.
Well, maybe I just couldn't afford them.
That's different. That's totally different. If you had scanned them, you could have found them cheaper somewhere else.
Oh, Joe! We have a Portlandian on shop tonight?
What?
Oh, yeah.
Don, save me.
That's right.
Save me, Don.
You can
I like your tie, Keith.
Good.
Don't forget the, yeah, that one too.
Okay.
I can't give you mine yet. Are you up fairly quickly there, Don?
My what?
Are you up here quickly?
No.
Okay. I was going to clear all that out of the way for you.
We're going to start on the 2 shot of raindrops. I mean, not for that, pull.
You just want to, do that real quick?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. Ah, 77,
Millennials
77,
these days.
76, 77, 80, 83. Is that an 8 or a 9 on Tuesday of next
Busy.
week?
Okay. You guys be quick, all right? Let's move it.
Okay.
We only have 120 total.
Get a little sick of your attitude. Is that
Stand
8
by.
or a 9?
10
It's an
seconds.
8. I couldn't see that far. The Tuesday of next week.
Stand by on the handle.
Before we get to the lovely Keith Carson, we want to check in with our pulse poll. We asked you guys, would you be willing to ban plastic straws? And to be honest, I can't see the results, so hold on a sec.
85 to 15.
85, 15.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
85, yes, for sure. Wow.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Awesome. Back to
You
Keith.
can bring your own straw. All right. Let's. This is interesting. In New York City, they're building more and more buildings in these horrible flood zones that had big problems from Sandy. The bottom line, the point of this article is that people have a short memory. The buildings can withstand some flooding, but the neighborhoods cannot. Now let's go to the next tweet. I saw this tweet yesterday. Is only in Boston, and if anybody's familiar with the seaport in Boston, nobody used to live there. Now a ton of people do live there. And the follow-up tweet to this was somebody showed this winter during one of the nor'easters, Seaport 2018. and it had 2 feet of water in it. So we keep building in these places that are unsustainable for a number of reasons, but they have pretty views in the meantime.
But we don't learn our lesson either.
We don't. You remember that story we did on flood insurance?
Yeah.
This is exactly the problem. This is high, expensive real estate in easily flooded areas.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, kids. News Center 5:30 starts
Right now. I said interesting.
Bye. That was interesting.
Super
See
interesting.
you later. See you tomorrow.
Just wait.
It's like,
Yeah.